Hello, everyone. Welcome to Elevate by Eunice Rocks, a channel designed to elevate your consciousness. We've got a great show for you today. So, basically, what we're going to speak about Donald Trump's pharmaceutical industry and drug prices reform, in which he's going to reduce the drug prices in America by 80%. And this is huge news because people like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and all these Democrats that came in the past, such as Barack Obama, have promised pharmaceutical and healthcare reform in America. But none of them actually managed to do it. And Donald Trump, with the help of RFK Jr. Kennedy, has managed to do it. And people like Dr. Oz, they have managed to reform the pharmaceutical and the healthcare industry in America, and they will put that in the bill, and it needs to pass. But the Democrats would be huge hypocrites if they don't vote for this bill, because they've been talking about this for the last few decades, and none of them has actually managed to get it done. But Donald Trump has managed to get it done, and he's using the tariffs as a strategic leverage in order to achieve it. So I think this is huge news. And the fact that this isn't on every single newspaper or every single headline in the world is amazing to me. And it just shows you how biased the mainstream media is against Donald Trump. So if you don't know about the pharmaceutical or the healthcare industry in America, I'll do a quick breakdown. In America, everything that you do is extremely expensive. And for example, a drug that costs like $88 in London, it costs $1,300 in America. And we have free healthcare in the United Kingdom, even though it's not great, and obviously it has its own flaws and the waiting times. At least we have free healthcare. And in Europe, people believe that healthcare is a right and not a privilege. In America, they have the opposite opinion, meaning that they think that healthcare is a privilege and not a right. So in America, basically, if you don't have money and if you have cancer, then you're left to die. Or even if you have a massive injury. I have a friend of mine that broke his leg in America, and he was telling me that he was coming in and out of consciousness, and the people in the hospital were asking for his credit card number as he was coming in and out of consciousness. And if his card declined, they probably wouldn't have treated him. So I always found that system insanity, in all due honesty. I think there should be a public health service that treats people regardless of their socio-economic background. But what is Trump doing now, I think, is a step in the right direction to reduce the drug prices. And the reason why the drug prices are so high in America is because there are middlemen that raise the prices, and there's no standards. So, you can have the same exact drug from the same exact company that costs like maybe $50 in Canada, then that would cost $1,500 in America. It's a system that is total insanity. And if Donald Trump manages to pass this is the biggest healthcare reform in American history. Okay? And I would like to see people like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren and all these Democrats that have been talking big on the pharmaceutical industry and how they're going to take on the pharmaceutical industry, but they never did. Donald Trump is the only one that's taking them on. Okay? And the funny thing is that majority of these politicians that speak big on the pharmaceutical industry are actually being donated to by the pharmaceutical industries. So there are massive hypocrites. But the great thing about Donald Trump is that he cannot be bought. Even though he got 100 million from the pharmaceutical industry in donations, he still managed to take them on and take them down. So this will be a massive drug reform in America, healthcare reform, in which the drug prices are going to go down 80%. And I'm just curious whether the mainstream media is going to give Donald Trump the credit that he deserves, because a Republican president has managed to achieve something that the Democrats have been preaching for decades.